Hey y'all, it's your girl. You know the drill. Go ahead and smash that like button, hit subscribe, share this video, and drop your thoughts in the comments because tonight, oh baby, we are diving into some wild irony you need to hear about. Let me set the scene for you. So, I recently stumbled across an old clip. It's from about 3 years ago, and when I tell you it's more relevant now than ever, I mean wow. With everything that just went down this past Easter, this old footage hits different. There's something Tiffany says in this video that had me shaking my head, literally saying, asterisk, girl, come on. Asterisk is like we are permanently stuck on opposite day when it comes to her. Every time she points her finger at someone, give it enough time, and she'll turn right around and do the exact same thing. So tonight's episode, it's all about the hypocrisy, the contradiction, and yes, the delicious irony. Buckle up. Let's jump right in. This old clip goes back to the early COVID days. Remember that? Everything was on Zoom. Nobody was meeting in person, and tensions were running high in small-town politics. At the time, Tiffany Henyard had just stepped into her role as mayor of the village of Dalton, Illinois. She was still getting her feet wet, still learning the ropes, and like any fresh leader, she was trying to lay down the law, make her mark, and establish control. In the clip, Tiffany is fired up about an issue she says had been brought to her attention. Apparently, someone, a former Village of Dalton employee, was spotted wearing the official village uniform. Yep, walking around in Dalton logo gear like they still worked there, even though they had already been fired. Now, Tiffany was not having it. She got on camera and delivered a very public warning. Her words were sharp and direct. If you've been terminated, you shouldn't be wearing the village logos, using the branding, or speaking like you're still part of staff. She made it crystal clear. Once you're no longer employed by the village, you cannot represent the village. Period. She even threatened legal action, saying anyone caught impersonating a village employee would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Phew. Serious talk, right? She also added some commentary about people not being able to speak good in meetings, whatever that meant. But the core message was loud and clear. If you're no longer part team, you can't act like you are. It was very much giving cease and desist energy. Tiffany was drawing a firm line in the sand. But oh, how the tables turn. Fast forward to this past Easter, just a few weeks ago, and you will not believe who was out here doing the exact same thing she once condemned. Yep, Tiffany herself. That's right, Ms. Super Mayor, the self-proclaimed people's mayor, was out there at Easterfest, handing out food she didn't personally pay for, standing in front of official-looking banners and township logos, taking photos, and playing the role of an official representative. Asterisk, even though she no longer holds that position. Asterisk, let's break this down. At the event, Tiffany was fully in performance mode, walking around smiling, addressing the crowd, and even introducing herself as Super Mayor Tiffany and the people's mayor, even throwing in the people's supervisor. Now, let's be clear. Neither people's mayor nor people's supervisor are real titles, and more importantly, Tiffany no longer holds a mayoral office. Yet there she was, dressed up, posing, and acting like she still runs a show. It's the exact behavior she once criticized, but when she does it, crickets. No problem. No accountability. Make it make sense. Here's the kicker. Remember when she said anyone impersonating a village employee would be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law? Well, where's the police now? Where's the legal action? Where's the outrage? It's giving rules for thee, but not for me back when it was someone else rocking the village uniform. Tiffany wanted to bring down the hammer, but when she's the one playing dress-up, using village branding, and pretending she's still an official leader, suddenly it's perfectly fine. Suddenly, it's all just fun and games. Let's call it what it is. Hypocrisy. And since we're already here, can we take a moment to talk about the visual situation? Because y'all, the Easter event wasn't just about the titles and logos. It was a full-on look. Tiffany's foundation was a whole conversation on its own. It looked like she had about 8 layers on, painted thick like she used a roller brush instead of makeup sponge. It wasn't blended. It wasn't matched in the undertone. Bright orange. We're talking traffic cone level orange. Baby, the foundation wasn't sitting on her face. It was wearing her. And the wig? Oh, honey, that unit was giving discount Halloween store. It looked synthetic, stiff, and poorly colored, like someone had grabbed a box of drugstore bleach, slapped it on for 10 minutes, and prayed for the best. For anyone who knows anything about hair color, you know what I'm talking about. That brassy, goldish yellow mess you get when you try to go blonde at home without toning, without deep conditioning, without proper developer. Patchy, uneven, unprofessional. It was not giving mayoral authority. It was giving DIY gone wrong. Sorry, not sorry. But let's bring it back to the main point. Tiffany Henyard once stood on camera and declared that if you are no longer a village employee, you cannot walk around acting like you are. She said it was illegal. She said it would be prosecuted. She said it undermined the authority and integrity of the village. And yet, here she is, months after her official role ended, still using the village's image, still claiming unofficial titles, still presenting herself as the face of Dalton. It's not just ironic, it's downright hypocritical. The real question is, why does she think the rules don't apply to her? It's like we're watching the same script play out over and over. Tiffany points fingers, sets the rules, makes the threats, and then, when it's her turn, she bends or breaks every rule she once enforced. If anyone else was out here wearing village gear, standing in front of township banners, introducing themselves as mayor when they weren't, Tiffany would lose it. She'd be calling the cops, threatening lawsuits, going on long rants about respect and authority. But when she does it, it's all smiles and selfies. At the end of the day, it's not just about the titles or the uniforms or the Easter food giveaways. It's about accountability. It's about consistency. It's about leaders holding themselves to the same standards they demand of everyone else. Because if you're going to stand on a platform of rules and order, you can't just throw those rules out the window when they no longer serve you. That's not leadership. That's hypocrisy. So what do y'all think? Do you see the same pattern of contradictions? Do you think Tiffany's behavior at Easter Fest crossed a line? Should there be consequences? Or is this just harmless political theater? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get into it. Because trust me, this is one conversation we need to be having. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Until next time, stay sharp, stay skeptical, and stay tuned. We'll be watching. Hey y'all, it's your girl. You know the drill. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, share the video, and of course, drop your thoughts in the comments because you're going to want to weigh in on this one. Phew, it's a mess. So, I stumbled across this old clip from about 3 years ago, and let me tell you, it's more relevant now than ever, especially after what just went down this past Easter. There's something Tiffany says in this video that had me shaking my head because honestly, it's wild. So tonight, we're diving into some top-tier irony. No delays, let's jump right in. This clip is from the early Coco days, yep, the pandemic era, when everything was on Zoom and nobody was in the same room. But even back then, Tiffany had a big issue she felt she needed to address publicly. Here's where it gets interesting. She called someone out for doing the exact same thing she's out here doing today. That's the whole gag. Here's the backstory. Apparently, someone Tiffany fired right after she took office in early 2021 was spotted still wearing Village of Bolton gear. Yep, they were out here flexing in official merch like they still work for the Village. And Tiffany? Oh, she was big mad. She went on this whole public rant like, you can't do that. Once you're fired, you no longer represent the Village. You can't wear the logo. You can't speak for the staff. You can't pretend like you still work here. She even warned that anyone caught impersonating a Village employee will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Girl, it was giving full-on cease and desist energy. But fast forward to Easter this year, and guess who's out here playing dress-up in roles she no longer holds? Yep, Tiffany herself. She was out there at Easter Fest, handing out food she didn't even pay for, standing in front of official-looking signs, smiling for the cameras and announcing, hey guys, it's Super Mayor Tiffany, the people's mayor, the people's supervisor. Excuse me, ma'am, neither of those are real positions, and definitely none of them are roles you hold anymore. Yet there she was performing, pretending, cosplaying like she still runs a town. It's giving everything she accused someone else of doing. Impersonating staff? Check. Acting like you have official authority? Check. Wearing logos and branding you no longer represent? Check. But when she does it, it's magically fine. Make it make sense. Let's go back to that wig for a second, though, because baby, that was not a \$1,000 look. It was giving very much synthetic, very much Halloween store clearance rack. The color? Not custom, not blended, not professional. It was that I try to go blonde at home with a box dye and a prayer look. You know the one. When you slap some random lightener on dark hair, leave it for 10 minutes, rinse it off, and end up with a patchy yellow gold mess. Yeah, that's what she was rocking. And let's not even talk about the foundation. Tiffany was wearing every single layer, like she hadn't washed her face and just kept caking it on to cover up dry skin. It was giving thick, heavy orange. Where did the wig end and the face begin? We don't know. It was all one solid block of orange, but back to the main point. Tiffany once stood up and declared, "Anyone impersonating a village of Bolton employee will be prosecuted to fullest extent of the law." So, where's the popo now, Tiffany? Because you are out here impersonating not just one, but two roles you no longer hold. And I get it, this situation feels personal to her. Maybe someone she fired got too close to Kamal, or maybe she thought they did. She always swears people want her man, but girl, no one wants Kamal. That's just you projecting. At the end of the day, if you set the rules, you can't just change them because it's you. You can't say, once you're fired, you can't act like you work here, and then turn around and do it yourself. So again, Tiffany, by your own rules, fullest extent of the law, right? Go ahead and take off that costume, return the merch, wash off that orange foundation, and sit down. Now let's pivot because this is where it gets juicy. Tiffany once publicly called someone out, claiming they were trespassing at the old village hall. She went on about how she was getting reports that a certain ex-employee had accessed the building, how they must have somehow gotten the code, and how that was a crime. Girl, who are you fooling? That person was probably just there to pick up their stuff. Tiffany's not genuinely concerned. She's just being shady and messy. You could even see her trying not to smile while she talked about it. That's how you know this wasn't about professionalism or safety. It was petty and personal. Imagine if I could time travel back to June 7th, 2021, and talk to Tiffany right when all this was starting, when she was feeling herself and basking in that fresh mayoral power. Here's what I'd say. Tiffany, it's me, Chibi. I'm coming to you from the future. Listen up, girl. In about 3 years, you're going to lose this job. That man standing next to you, Jason, he's going to take it right out from under you. Yes, him. It's going to be messy, so please, stop being a hot mess now. Don't create an ice rink and name it after your daughter. It's going to be weird. Just stop. Maybe, just maybe, you'll keep your job. But of course, Tiffany didn't listen. And now, here she is, out of power, holding on to nothing but that bad wig and a title she doesn't own anymore. And let's not forget, she's now standing next to Clerk Brown and Jason, the new mayor, talking about there's no transparency. Ma'am, were we even talking about that? Or did you just get confused? Pretty sure the conversation was about trespassing, not transparency. But honestly, it's fine. Reading's not her strength. We all have our gifts. So yeah, Tiffany's out here breaking her own rules, looking like a walking spray tan, wig stiff and dry, face beat to the gods but still a mess, talking about law and order while not following her own policies. That's the real story here. Anyway, that's enough for today. I've had my fun. If y'all enjoyed the tea, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and consider becoming a member because it keeps me here and not there. You know what I mean. That's the most important thing. Mama loves you. Yes, she do. Behave because I'm not going to. That sounds boring. Bye, y'all.